And welcome back. The men's and the women's state stroke play golf tournament started today in Brookings, and this year is wide open as two former champions will not be competing. And as we take a look at the leaderboard, Will Grevlos, he's leading the men right now after the day one has come to a close, shooting 3 under par, and this race is still close as 6 players are within 6 strokes. And for the women, Pier native Katie Bartlett is tied for the lead with Julie Jansa being 2-stroke backs, and play will continue tomorrow. And the phrase win or go home is something that Renner Post 307 has had to live by the past couple of days after losing their first game in the Central Plains Regional. And although the team has not been playing at their full potential this tournament, Coach Jack Van Loer believes his team still has a puncher's chance with their never give up attitude.
The way we won games in the state tournament was clean defensively, throwing a lot of strikes, and then just getting a big timely hit when we needed it. And so far this tournament we haven't played that way, but you know, the nice thing about this team is they're very resilient and they're able to win these games in so many different ways.
In their second elimination game of the tournament, Renner was taking on Edina, and Edina would get it started with the 6-4-3 double play in the second, and the game would remain scoreless until the fourth, and then Renner, they were able to load up the bases, and Sam Stukel steps up to the plate, and he's going to lay down a base hit, and Renner was able to tack on 2 more runs as they get their first score of the day, and Renner would tack on 2 more runs in the fourth before Will Waschenberger, still with the bases loaded, hits one into deep right field, bringing in 3 runs. Renner scores 6 runs in the fourth to break the game wide open, but Edina would come back and score 5 runs in the top of the fifth, but Renner was able to hang on, winning 6-5. And they're going to wait and see who they're going to be playing tomorrow at 4 o'clock because Appleton and Excelsior are going to be playing later tonight. And in the South Dakota Amateur Baseball Tournament, Mount Vernon beat Larchwood 4-3 with 3 runs in the ninth, and Millbank defeats Chamberlain 5-1, and pitcher Taylor Berger pitched a complete game. And as we move on to some more boards, Clear Lake is taking on Minnow right now. Minnow leads 3-0 in the bottom of the second, and Groton, they're battling Garrettson at 7:30 tonight, and we will have highlights for you at 10. And the Vikings are playing their first preseason game tonight against the New Orleans Saints, and this game could be a proving grounds for many of the rookies. And after the game, the coaching staff is going to shorten the roster significantly within the next week, and if the rookies come out and lay an egg, that could mean that they're going to be cleaning out their lockers. And being under those first preseason game lights can be pretty nerve-wracking, which is why it's so important to have veterans in the locker room to lean on.
Going on my 5th year, I'm not saying I'm old, but I got some experience, and I know what it's like going through camp, and I know what it's like being a young guy. So as far as like leading by example, you know, being there for them, leaning, you know, they can lean on you.
I try to do everything that I can to help these guys, whether it's study habits, practice habits, things I do to take care of my body, any questions they may have. Guys always helped me out, so I want to make sure I help our young guys out as well.
And that's going to be going on at 7 tonight. Those rookies are going to get a lot of playing time. Rudolph is actually questionable for this game, but don't expect to see many other starters out there for the Vikings. And that's going to do it for sports. We'll be back in a little bit.